Okay, so here's a short video update on the three-wheeled bike here. It's going to be motorized. As you can see, I did weld the two halves together of the axle, or the two axles together, so they move as one. But I actually found that to be kind of a bad thing, because when you ride it, it's basically, that's a solid axle, when usually you would have a differential back there on a car or on a quad or something. But without having one, basically what happens is when you go to turn, one wheel tries to spin faster than the other one, and then they both just skid. So it's kind of a problem, obviously. But what I'm probably going to have to do, and I did kind of change the plans a little bit as in seeing this, which actually is kind of a good thing I found. But I'm going to cut it here and then cut it here. I'm going to leave this half for, let's see if I can find it over here on my dirty workbench. Well, here's somewhere. It's a big gear that was on transmission on the mini bike. I can't seem to find it right now, but basically I'm gonna drill it out. It has like a half-inch bore in it, and I'm basically gonna drill it out to 5/8, which is what this is, obviously. And then I'm gonna slip it over there and then weld it. So I'm actually gonna keep the pedal system, so you can still pedal it when you want. But it'll just be really convenient because it'll run like an engine, obviously, and you can pedal it. So that sounds like a good plan, but the downside is I only have to have it power one wheel. The only other way to get around this is by getting a differential and machining it or making it so it can fit inside there, but that just is a big pain. So I'm just going to have to cut the axle and then put the big gear on there, and it's actually a smaller sprocket, so it'll actually go faster. But anyway, that's pretty much my little update. I believe this is part 3 of the bike. I haven't done anything else to it besides weld it, except for tighten the brakes, but that's nothing. And actually I did find that this fender is really annoying because the teeth on the tire keep hitting it, so it's really annoying sound. But oh well, I'll just have to cut that tomorrow and then get my gear and put it in there, and then we'll be closer to making this thing go. So that's the end of part 3. Okay, so with a little bit of grinding, cut off that little piece right there, and wherever it went, and just now I have them separated. Now, if you notice that before they were all the way out here, and I left some right there, well, I decided that in my previous video I might have told you, but to put a gear on that right here, so you can still use the pedals if anything goes wrong with like the engine. You don't want to be stuck with, you know, having to push it home. You can still ride it. So thought that was a little cool. All I got to do is find the gear or find the sprocket. Well, I do have a sprocket right here, which I probably just looked over here, and I'll probably end up using this also because it's bigger. And what that will allow me to do is I can drill it out, and it'll be good because it's bigger, so the gear ratio will be a little bit better. Because if I were to use the other gear, it's really small, which would make this go really fast, which would be cool, but extremely unsafe because it's three-wheeled. And, I mean, if my buddy wants me to do that, then I can, but especially the way this, I mean, if you look at my mini bike here, it's kind of dirty over here, But you see how small this sprocket is and how big that one is. I mean, that one, that's size. That's my hand up on it, and that's a big sprocket. So just having that one's even smaller. That one over there. So having this sprocket, because the clutch will be almost the same as this on my friend's bike. In this being just as big or even smaller, that would just be a 1-to-1 ratio, and you'd have terrible acceleration and a really high top speed, but you'd have no torque at all. And I know that he likes to pull his daughter around. You know how you, like on a bike, you hook up the little trailer thing and they sit back here. He likes to do that a lot with his daughter. So if he can't really do that, if you have no torque, it'll bog the engine down. And I'm sure a 6.5 horse will be able to handle it, but still, it would kind of kill your engine after a long time. But so that's my little update. And now what I'm going to do is take this off, drill it out, then cut the slots here, and then weld it on. So I'm going to get everything set up, and then that's what you'll see. So I'll be right back. Okay, so now got the bike upside down, and I just finished welding on the sprocket, and it's been pretty true. I was because of the welding, obviously it's gonna. Where's my hammer? Oh, it's up there. It deforms the metal a little bit, and so what I was doing is just finding the spots where it was in or out and just tapping a little bit. So it's pretty true. Let's see if I can. There's a few little spots I still got to work out, but as you can see, if I just, it looks pretty, like there's a lot. But if you're at my view, there really isn't all that much. But once I get those worked out, then it'll be ready to go. But we're a step closer. Probably gonna have to I cut the groove, as you can see. So let's go bottom here. You can see it coming up through there. I'm probably gonna have to widen it a little bit. As you can see from here, looks like this side needs to go that way a little bit. This side has a bigger gap than this side. So I'm gonna move it over a little bit this way. Just cut another piece, and I might need that for clearance anyway. So that looks pretty good though. And basically all there's left to do is get the engine mount, and I'm gonna weld it on obviously the back side of this and over on here a little bit. But like I said, I'm gonna do a mock-up for that though. So, but there it is. It's looking pretty good. All I gotta do are those few little things. Then I just gotta worry about throttle cables and stuff like that. But I'm not worried about that. It's that simple stuff. But the most important part is this part right here, this sprocket. So that's what I'm gonna worry about. So I'm just gonna, like I said, keep tapping that out, and then I guess I'll show you when it's real straight, and then we'll continue on with the rest of the build. So we'll see you later.